In this episode, we'll unpack how Sir Richard Branson has built a global empire based on more than just charisma. Welcome to Sales Process Made Simple, the show helping 7 to 8 figure industry, construction and trade, sales and business leaders finally end the stress of inconsistent sales by simplifying your sales systems so your team can close more deals and grow faster. I'm your host, Ben Wright, a leader who has been building businesses and sales teams just like you for the last 20 years. In this episode, we will unpack how Sir Richard Branson has been able to build a global empire based on more than just charisma, what that means for us as sales and business leaders when we are building out our teams, and some practical things we can do to make that work for us and our business. There is no doubt that Sir Richard Branson is a super passionate, engaging and charismatic guy. He founded the Virgin Group, which has now got over 400 companies across airlines, music industries, telecommunications, and many, many more industries outside of that. He's got a great ability to sell ideas. He's exceptional at inspiring teams, empowering others, and storytelling that we so often hear about. And I think because of all of those reasons, he is certainly one of the most influential sales and branding figures over the last 30 or 40 years. So no doubt his talent lies in his charisma and that ability to tell stories. However, there's a little bit more to it around being able to inspire others and particularly empower other teams, but also create really significant value that has driven him to serious successes in the business world. So looking back at Sir Richard Branson's career, I think the most defining moment that I can unpack was Virgin Atlantic Airlines. So he founded that in 1984. I was 2 years old then, but he did that in a market that had fierce global competition. And it is no mean feat to be able to take on major global airline companies and come out competing and in some instances actually outperforming a lot of these brands. Now he used particularly branding, but also storytelling and customer experience to really define that launch of Virgin Atlantic Airlines. Of course, his personal charisma was there. He took lots of risks along the journey. But really, for me, that relentless pursuit around empowering others and really creating very memorable customer experiences is what I think made Virgin Atlantic really formidable, but also the piece that I think us as sales and business leaders that we can focus on today to help us when we're building out our teams. So in terms of his success, I think Branson absolutely has been successful based around that charisma, that ability to inspire and empower others, but also an element of his authenticity. And that's the ability to actually sell something that he truly believes in, which then creates that really nice emotional connection, if you like, with the people that are in his audience. It helps you believe in his mission. It helps you believe in what he's talking about. It helps you believe that he's going to actually deliver that. And when you believe all of those things, it's far more easy to buy into his brand. I think for us as sales and business leaders, there's a really nice segue into how our levels of authenticity and passion have helped us grow our businesses. No doubt, taking that step from founder-led or sales leader-led teams into one that is building out many others is a really difficult journey. And particularly so because we try to replicate that passion and that sense of authenticity, if you like, in the teams that we hire. And that can be really difficult to do. In fact, I've never met a team who has a group of people who are as passionate or really ready to give it everything as I have their sales leader or their founder of their business. It's very, very hard to find. So I think the lesson here for us as sales and business leaders is how can we take that authenticity, that passion, that ability to empower others and roll it into our product or service so that our team can deliver based on not needing to hit those similar levels of passion and enthusiasm that we have. And what I mean here is how can we, instead of needing to focus on hiring the most passionate and enthusiastic sales team ever, focus on hiring a very strong, competent sales team who have fair levels of enthusiasm and vigor and willingness to really go after it, but also pair that then with a level of product and service excitement and passion that comes through in the product. So if we dig a little deeper here is how can we take our authenticity, our passion, our vigor and real vitality in everything we're doing and roll that into the product so that it can be paired with a good sales team that we can build to be great rather than needing to rely on their individual personalities. So how can we systemize what's great about our product and service and our offering to generate passion just in that product and service and not rely on our sales team to have to do so for us? How can we take the electrical, the plumbing, the painting, the building and construction, the mortgage broking, the landscaping, the commercial real estate, whatever it may be, how can we take that passion that we display through ourselves as leaders and founders, roll it into our product, into our collateral, into our marketing materials, into some preset videos, into some features and benefits that are really aligned well with our customer outcomes, and then sell it through a sales team that's strong without needing our extreme levels of hunger and enthusiasm? It's a really nice question to think about, particularly at this time of year when things are often a little bit slower, is about how we can future-proof our product by adding that passion and enthusiasm into the product itself. One to think about, that's the aim of these Wednesday episodes, is to be really thought-provoking around where you might be able to improve your sales team outside of the very structured podcast that we have on a Monday and a Friday. So really, in wrap up today, it's to think about how someone like a Sir Richard Branson was able to, or is able to, inspire others, empower others, lead with passion and strength, and that ability to deliver really strong customer value. How can we take that, acknowledge that we have it in our business through individuals, but then move the dial so we're rolling it out in our product and service? It's going to challenge you. That's the idea out of today's episode. That's the emotion that I'm hopeful that you will leave today, is a challenge around how can we take some of our enthusiasm and our passion and our inspiration and roll it into our product and service. I'm really grateful that you take the time to think about that, because that's what drives growth in leaders, business leaders or sales leaders, doesn't matter who they are, is trying to think about how we can continuously be better. That 1% better each and every day approach that we talk about. We're going to be dropping episodes every Monday, Wednesday and Friday as per normal all through 2026. If you can take that lens around being 1% better each and every day, it will absolutely make a difference. And I look forward to seeing you in our episode later in the week. Bye for now. Are you struggling to grow your monthly sales numbers? Feel like you've reached a sales ceiling, are involved in every deal, or have no real sales system in place to help you grow? And is that causing a level of worry or stress about how you can get more sales in the future? If that's you, that's exactly why we created the Sold Out Sales Teams program, to help you get month-on-month sales growth with less stress. In just the first week, we will lock down your quoting process to grow sales by 25 to 30%. And that's just week one. And for the first 3 podcast listeners that we speak to this week, we'll offer you a bonus one-on-one strategy session with me to make sure you can pay off your investment even faster, which, by the way, for most businesses is only 1 or 2 extra sales. To book in, click the link in our show notes. It's a direct calendar link so you can instantly confirm your meeting time.